This conversation is taking place at the Delaware Center for Horticulture.
We're talking today with Teri Quinn Gray, who wears several hats during the daytime. Most of the time during the daytime, she's new product commercialization manager and a Six Sigma black belt in crop protection for the DuPont Company. Now, that's a mouthful in and of itself. She also is the president of the State Board of Education and recently became co-chair of the Delaware STEM Council, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. Talk to us a little bit about why you agreed to take on yet another chore, within a very busy life.
Absolutely. STEM for me is very important. I am a STEM person. I'm a chemist by training. I work for one of the best STEM companies out there when it comes to technology, science, mathematics with DuPont. I do that every day. The passion for me is really how do I get more students particularly engaged in STEM as early as possible. So it was a great fit with my role as state board and with my everyday work.
What's it take to get kids interested in science and technology? Most kids are, I hate math. I have a grandson who loves it. And it turns out he has, at age 10, knows that he has talent and loves it. But, his older brother, what do you do to get kids to get into this area?
Well, for me, STEM is a practice sport. So STEM in itself is a cohort of disciplines, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. But I really think to get people fired up, adults and children, is to get them engaged, let them touch it. It's all about change. It's all about technology. How do things work? Do you ask a lot of questions? You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be off the map, love math or love science to get engaged. The other piece is preparation. What we have a challenge is how do you get that foundation in mathematics, that foundation in science, that foundation in reading to really make a successful opportunity for students.
How would you assess the state of science, technology, engineering, math in our public schools today? Your mission is from kindergarten, through higher ed and into the business community. But what's it like from K to 9 or K to 12 now?
Yeah. So in Delaware, particularly in our nation, STEM in education is pretty fragmented. Right? Fragmented, so we have pockets of excellence that we're doing it well from K to 12, and then we have places where we're not doing so well. And in that particular case, it's a matter of exposure to what that rigor looks like in the classroom, to those hands-on activities that really get students engaged. So our nation, and Delaware is no different, we have pockets of excellence where students are creating robotics at 7th and 8th grade. And at kindergarten, they're touching and doing things in nature and really doing math at levels that we could never imagine. And then there are places where we just don't have the resources and facilities to offer that to every student.
One of the criticisms that I've heard with my involvement with education over the last 8 years since I've been at the Policy Institute is that the teachers themselves are not as well prepared as they ought to be, particularly at the elementary school level where the teachers don't have the science training or the math training that they really should have. Elementary teachers are jacks of all trade. Is that changing?
I think it is changing. I think we have some particular places, and I think I've even seen in Superstars in Education where I've seen real stories at the elementary level where you see teachers much more engaged in partnering. But I think the opportunity for that is for teachers to have externships, if you would, with some of our business partners and some of our higher ed partners to kind of bring that to, really to home for them.
Who are some of the businesses that are involved with the STEM Council and its work?
DuPont is one. We have Pixar.
Did they have a choice?
Of course, they did. Of course, Pixar is there. We have Gore. We have Agilent. We have several businesses that are sitting around the table, and would love more.
What's your biggest challenge over the next 2 to 5 years for assume the council will stay intact. I mean,
I think our biggest challenge is bringing together all the different stakeholders who have a slightly different view of what success looks like and keeping us on target. And the target really is to get more students engaged, more students considering STEM careers, and more students persisting in the STEM fields beyond their college or post-secondary, post-high school careers.
Teri, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're connected with Content Delaware.